Hey everyone, I am Pion and welcome to Pion's Perspective with a new Strife patch episode for the version 0.9.10 where we can see our MMR again? What? So this patch has 3 big news and a bunch of balance changes. Thanks to the big news though, most people, or at least I, don't care too much for the balance changes, so we'll skip them. If you were looking forward to them, sorry, but I think the other topics are way more important. So the first of the 3 news. They are ordered, so the least important to first. New region changes. There are only 3 servers from now on: America, Europe, Southeast Asia. No CIS server anymore, no US East or West server anymore. Advantage, obviously, the player base will be split less, which will make it easier for the matchmaking to find us good matches. Disadvantage, some people will have higher pings than before. I think this was necessary because the player base was getting smaller and it was pretty hard for the matchmaking system to find good matches already. So yeah, splitting them less makes sense. It obviously sucks for the people with higher pings now. I hope it's still playable for them. Yeah, well, not much to say about this. Next topic. Upcoming feature, Strife is coming to Steam. I did not expect that at all, I have to admit. People were saying, yeah, let's get Strife on Steam. I was always like, no, that's not gonna happen. I didn't have good reasons. I was just like, from my experience, I don't feel Strife will go to Steam. I was completely wrong. Strife is going to Steam. So I would like to give you a qualified opinion if this is a good marketing decision or not, but I can't because I don't have the fucking insight. And so don't have you. And if you have, you're probably under NDA, so you cannot tell us. We can only speculate. Let's talk a bit about Steam in general. And basically, Steam has the potential to give you a lot of eyeballs, a lot of new players. It used to be very important. It used to sell games like 2 years ago. It was a really big deal getting on Steam for an indie dev. Because it sold a lot of copies. Well, not for a free-to-play game, obviously, but it got a lot of new players into a free-to-play game, for example. However, Steam still gives you this visibility and publicity, but it's less important than it used to because Steam changed the release policies over the last 2 years. Like basically, Steam is more clustered than before. More games are competing for the front page, and stuff getting on the front page is less important than it used to be. So, getting on Steam can potentially bring you a lot of new players, but it's not as great and not as secure and not a safe way anymore as it used to be. The downside obviously is that S2 will have to pay a share of their income to Valve, who owns Steam. So that's obviously a downside. Nobody knows how big that share is, but yeah. Let's not speculate about it, shall we? So this might be a good idea, it might not. One important topic is, will we be forced to use Steam to play Strife? I asked in the Reddit, and Bangers replied to me that the current plan, this is not final, but the current plan is that all accounts created before the Steam release will be able to connect through Steam, but they don't have to, like it's optional. But accounts created after the Steam release will be forced to create an account via Steam. This is potentially good because it makes it a little harder to create Smurf accounts, so banning people is more effective. So it might reduce toxicity, but well, we will see. It's really hard to make a judgment on this without the insight. So let's just say, hopefully it works out. And let's come to the most important topic of this patch. We get ranked, kind of, again. The thread and the announcement was not really clear about this, but we talked about it in the Reddit with the devs, and at the same time, and after the patch release, we took a look at the lobby, and I think everything is clear now. So here's how it is. MMR is visible again. You can see your rating again. So there is still only one queue. There's no separate queue. There's one queue as before. You see your MMR again as a few months ago. It's exactly the same. Plus, there is now a ladder system on top of it. So everything stays the same. Your MMR is visible again, and on top of that, we get a ladder system and a division system, which I will explain now. So every player is in a division based on his rating, or his ELO, MMR, however you want to call it. The top 1% will be in a diamond division. The next 10% will be in gold, silver, bronze. Bottom 30 will be in slate. So everyone is in a division. You can see your division. It's visible to you, but not public, only to you. As your MMR, obviously. Only you can see it. Other people can't. When you play a match, the match will be ranked in a division based on the players in the match. So the average, basically. If there are gold, silver, and bronze players in the match, then the match will be ranked as silver, like on average. Maybe if only one player is bronze, all the others are gold, then it's probably a gold match. But you get the idea. So, based on the outcome of the match and the ranking in the division of this match, you get points. The formula is as follows. The division multiplier, 1 to 5, 1 for Slate, 5 for Diamond, multiplied with 4 if you win and 1 if you lose. So let's say your match is ranked as Gold division and you win, you get 4 times 4, 16 points. If you lose, you get 4 times 1, 4 points. Yes, that's correct. You gain points for losing. You cannot lose those ladder points. Those are not your MMR. Don't confuse it. This is an extra point system. So there is MMR, which is for matchmaking and stuff, and it's visible, and it determines in which division you are, and then you get ladder points for playing matches, just on top of it. Like extra points. And those ladder points will be used to determine a top 100 list, which will be updated every day, and this list will be public. So if you're in the top 100, everyone can see your ladder rank. But I don't think your MMR, but, well, your ladder rank at least. And the ladder rank will be reset every season. The season will be 3 months. And at the end of the season, there will be prizes. Like the first prize is, for example, a season champion account icon, $250 in gems, super duper cosmetic item bundle, and a permanent account boost. The other places are similar, just less, basically. So less gems and stuff. And everyone who got at least 1,000 points gets a good reward as well. And everyone who gets at least 100 points get a few rewards as well. So this is the system, how it works. Let's start commenting on it a little bit, shall we? So, yeah, MMR is visible again. The interesting thing is that S2 did not even mention this. Like, it's not mentioned in the patch log. And they did not, like, kind of mention it in the Reddit, but, like, not directly. Like, they were not like, hey, by the way, MMR is visible again. But it is. And this is a huge deal, actually, because we had this before, and a lot of people liked it, but a lot of people hated it as well, because every match is ranked now. Every match counts. Well, it did the same as before, but you did not notice it. Like, you did not see your MMR rising and decreasing, obviously. But now you can see it again, and a lot of people will be upset about this again. And people were angry about it. This is why they changed it back. So I'm not sure why we're getting it again. It's a little contradictory to me. I don't know. It's really strange. So MMR is visible again. Personally, for me, I like it because I liked it in the first place, but I don't think it's a good thing for the community overall. It's good for me personally, but not for the community. Like, not for the average player, or not the average player, but the bigger part of a player base, maybe. Or a big part of a player base. Maybe not the bigger, but a big part of a player base. So, I don't think this is good. I really don't think it's good to shadow MMR again. I said that when we had it the last time. I don't know why we're coming back to this. Like, especially because it seems like they don't even realize this is a big deal, because they did not even mention it. Maybe I'm making it a big deal, but when it was not a big deal, why was there this big trouble the last time it happened? It's really weird. I don't know. And then the ladder rank system. Obviously, it's a good incentive for players who play a lot already to play more and to compete and race with other players. But it's not like it will not be an accurate list of your skill, basically, because that's what your MMR is. Like, the person with the highest MMR has, in theory, the highest skill. It's obviously not exact, but kind of, okay? In comparison to the ladder rank, it's super exact, because the ladder rank is play more, gain more points. So obviously a bad player will not get high in this list, because bad players will not get a lot of points. They only get 1 point for losing and 4 for winning, because they're in the Slate division, so they don't get a lot of points. So it will not happen that a bad player will be on top of this list. No, there will be only good players in this list, probably. But it will not be in a god order, because basically on top of the list will be one of the good players, not necessarily best player, but one of the good players who plays a lot. So I don't know. It's not a bad system. I mean, it doesn't hurt, but it doesn't give me personally a reason to play. I think some people will like it, and that's okay. I don't judge you for it. I totally understand it, actually. If you're someone who plays Strife a lot already, then yeah, this is cool. You can compete with others and race now and like see, I have more points than you, and that's cool. But it's not for people who don't play regularly. This system is completely pointless because they will not get a lot of points, even if they're really good. I mean, obviously, if you play more, you get most people who don't play a lot will not be really good because they don't have the experience. But still, like, there's no incentive to play for someone who doesn't play a lot already, in my opinion. So I don't fucking care for the system personally at all. I don't think it's a bad, it's hurting Strife, but I don't think it's adding too much either. I would have preferred another system, but yeah, in combination with the visible MMR again, I don't understand this change at all. I don't know. There was a time where I understood what direction S2 was going with Strife. With the last patch and this patch, it's completely clear that I don't understand it anymore. I had a hard time the last few months already, but the last two patches, I cannot follow you S2 anymore. Sorry, I don't see where you're going. Might be my problem. It might be my mistake that I'm not clever enough or don't have the insight to understand where you're going, what you're aiming for. But this is not the game I wanted to play in the first place. So anymore. Well, it's not anymore. So I will not quit Strife completely yet. But I will wait for the release and see what changes and stuff and how everything plays out. But I don't think I will still play Strife in, let's say, 6 months or so. Sad to say this, but yeah. I don't know. I understand this patch at all. I have no idea what this making MMR visible thing is about. And I don't know why the ladder rank works as it does. It's just confusing to me. Sorry if you hope for a good explanation what S2 was aiming for with this. But I think some people will like it, as I said. Some people will be very happy, and it's okay. It's okay. I understand why you're happy. I understand this, but I don't think it's a good change overall for the whole community. I might be wrong. Maybe it turns out well for them. Maybe it turns out well, and Strife will be a big mower quite soon after it releases on Steam. But personally, I don't feel like it will be. Yeah. Anyway, thanks all for watching. Feel free to comment below and tell me your opinion on the system. I'm really want to hear what other people think, because yeah, this is my opinion. Obviously, that's why this show is called Pion's Perspective. I could be called Pion's Opinion as well, I guess, but I want to hear your opinion because this topic is obviously very, very well interesting, at least to me. So yeah, tell me your opinion on the ladder thing and the visible MMR again and stuff, and where S2 is going with Strife right now. So yeah, I'm looking forward to hear it from you, and thanks all for watching. Have fun and see you next time.